Hey Bash fam! In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to use our Passion Planner digital files on the app Noteshelf. Now, I'm really excited about this tutorial because you can use Noteshelf on both iOS and an Android tablet. So I'm going to be demonstrating today on the iPad Pro using the app Noteshelf. And then I'm going to be demonstrating on an Android tablet, more specifically the Samsung Tab S7. If you want to go ahead and skip on over to the second half of this video, if you have an Android, I would do that now because I'm going to be repeating the exact same things. And there are a couple differences when it comes to the features of Noteshelf on iOS versus on an Android tablet. If you would like to see a full list of our recommended apps and devices to use, please go ahead and check out our blog or our help center, and you can find a list there. So today I'm going to go over the basics of how to navigate the app itself, how to navigate our planner within the app. I'm going to talk about how to use the tools within Noteshelf. I'm going to show you how to add our digital stickers, although if you would like a separate tutorial specifically just for that, we already have that up on our IGTV or our YouTube channel. And then lastly, I'll tell you how to add planner pages using the app Noteshelf. So let's go ahead and get started now. I re-downloaded Noteshelf so that it's completely brand new, and this is going to be exactly what it looks like for you all when you first download it. Alright, now here is the home screen, so you're going to need to first import your planner, and we have a tutorial specifically for that, again, up on our IGTV and our YouTube channel if you want to check that out first. I'm going to go ahead and import mine into here. Okay, now I've imported my planner. A couple of things to know about this home screen here. Over here, you'll notice at the top here, there's a gear icon. This is your settings. The only things that you really need to know are, let's go to Stylus. You want to make sure you enable your Apple Pencil. You can turn on pressure sensitivity if you want. That basically just means the harder you press down on your screen, the thicker the line will be, and the lighter, the thinner the line will be if you're using like the pen tool or highlighter. I'm gonna go back. Okay, and then you can click handwriting here. This is important. So you're gonna choose whichever kind of writing posture you use, and that'll help with the palm rejection, meaning that when you're writing on your Apple Pencil, but let's say you have your palm against the screen, it's not gonna pick up your palm and think that it's writing. This is also good for left-handed people. You can choose a left-handed writing posture here. Let's go back. Is there anything else you need to know? Okay, cloud and backup. You can use this if you want to automatically back up your planner onto iCloud. That way, if you're using the same operating system, say I have iOS, I have an iPad, and then I have an iPhone, I can use iCloud, and that way when I open up Noteshelf on my phone, it will automatically sync to there. Okay, let's go back. There's one more thing you need to go. It's in advanced. Now I'm gonna remind you about this in a second when I talk about navigation, but I do recommend you disable hyperlinks when writing, and I'll show you why. Yeah, I will show you why in a second, but just make sure you toggle that on. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to open up my planner. All right, vertical scrolling is here. If you want to switch to vertical, that's like you would swipe up and down. If you want to get through the pages, I like mine horizontal, so it kind of flips like a book. So let's talk about general navigation. So to flip between pages, you can swipe left or right. I'm going to say okay to that. Left or right to flip between pages. If you want to zoom in or out, you would take two fingers, put them on the screen, and you would expand them to zoom in, and then you would pinch them together to zoom out. You would also use your finger to move the page around your screen. All right, so the most important thing is knowing how to use these hyperlinks, because we've got a ton of tabs all around your planner to make navigating through your planner a lot easier. Oops. And I'm actually going to show you, so I'm going to go back real quick. Let's see. I'm actually going to disable hyperlinks for now, just in case you haven't disabled them. I want you to see what it looks like. So if I want to click on these tabs I have my pen tool selected and I can tap on it, it will activate that hyperlink. I could be in my eraser tool, click on something, it'll activate that hyperlink. This can actually kind of be troublesome though, especially if you're using the weekly planner, but let's say I'm trying to write on one of these and I accidentally tap it, it will actually click that hyperlink when I just wanted to write on it. So that is why I recommend you could also go to this little tool icon here and then click gestures and toggle disable hyperlinks. Now I'm actually going to show you what this looks like on the weekly planner because this especially becomes kind of an issue when you're using that planner. Okay, so now I have my half annual weekly planner open and I'm in my monthly layout. Now this is tricky because each of these weeks are hyperlinked in that if I were to click on this week, it will take me to that weekly layout. So going back here, if I try to write on these though, and I accidentally just tap on it, it's going to take me to that weekly layout. So what you want to do again, gear icon or tool icon, gestures, disable hyperlinks. Okay, now if I wanted to activate the hyperlinks, you would use these three tools, the lasso tool, text tool, or this specific view or read only mode. I prefer to use the read only mode because that's specifically just to kind of navigate around your planner and click on the hyperlinks. Just know that if you're using your lasso tool, if you wanted to, you could also use this to tap on the hyperlinks. Again, that means you're going to have to be careful if you're trying to use the lasso tool in or on a hyperlink. Let's say you accidentally tap on it, especially if you're using the text tool. Say you want to write some text on here, you for sure will just tap on it because that's how you have to use the text tool. You'll tap on it and it will click on that. So if you're going to use the text tool on something that's hyperlinked, I would first type it outside of the hyperlinks and then just move it into these boxes here. All right, now that we have the hyperlinks covered, let's look at the thumbnail view, or I think this is called the pages button. So in this upper right hand corner here, you'll click on it and you can see every page in your planner as a thumbnail. So the one that you're currently on will be highlighted in blue. Okay, so using pages is also important because you can bookmark pages here, which really comes in handy. Let's say if I want to remember which monthly layout I'm using or daily or weekly layout I'm on, you can click on that and then to find, let's see, I'll bookmark a couple more. If I want to find these later, let's say I'm on a random page, but I'm like, where did those bookmark pages go? I would click on this icon, click up top here and click bookmarked, and it will show me my bookmark pages. I'm gonna go back, so you're gonna tap on that again and click all pages. This view is also important. Let's say if I wanted to duplicate this page, and I'll go back to this when I talk about adding planner pages, but this is where you would long press and then you'll see all these different options like duplicate. And now I have an extra weekly layout here. And I'm going to remind this again in the add planner pages section, but you can add planner pages and duplicate them, move them wherever you want, but we do not recommend deleting any of the original pages in the planner as this can cause the hyperlinks to no longer work. All right, so that covers navigation. Now let's talk about writing in your planner. So you've opened up your planner. Let's see. Also, if you want to know about the hyperlinks in the actual planner that you have, I would recommend checking out one of our full-length IGTV kind of walkthrough videos. We have one for each of the different planners, the daily undated, the weekly annual dated, and the weekly annual undated. But let's say I'm like, okay, I'm opening up my planner and I want to go to my first week and I want to start planning. So let's talk about the tools here. First up is your pen tool. So if I tap on this again, once I select it, it's going to bring up all these different settings. So here is where you can choose the pen width. And then there are 4 different pen types here. So I'm going to show you kind of what they all look like. That's the first one. This one's a little bit more angular. Here's the third one, and I think this is the one that I mainly use because it's monoline, which means that it's just the same width no matter what. And it's also a bit more clear than this one. This one's a little bit fuzzier. And then lastly, you have the pencil. Okay, we're gonna tap on the settings again. Down here, you can choose the different colors. So they have these preset colors here, and if you wanna look at more colors, you can click on this arrow or you can just swipe. If you want to add your own color, you would swipe to the end and then click on one of these gray boxes with a plus symbol. Tap on that, and then you can move this circle around to pick different colors, and then you pick different shades by moving this circle around. You can also add in a hex code if you know what it is right there. So once I choose a color, I would then just click on this arrow and it's added to my presets here. If I wanted to delete that, I would tap on it and click on this trash icon right there. You can also click on the palettes little button up here, and this is pretty cool and unique to Noteshelf. So they've got these preset palettes that you can choose from here. I can choose one color if I wanted and go back, or I can tap on this check mark and then it'll choose the whole thing for me. And let's say I'm specifically looking for, like a fall palette. This will come up, and let's say I want to use these colors, or no, I want to use these colors as pens. I'll go back and they are now all added. Oops, here. Right there. All right, now let's say that there is a specific width and color that I just want to use all the time. So that's probably going to be black, and maybe about this size. If I wanted to save that, I can save that into my favorites toolbar. So I would just tap on this heart icon and it'll be saved there. And then if I actually want to just be able to see my favorites toolbar pop up here, I would tap on here and then click show favorites toolbar. Click add, and now it's right up top here. I can click auto minimize if I want. That way I can write and then tap on here when I want to see my toolbar, but it will actually go away once I start writing again. All right, let's move on to the highlighter tool here. So I'm going to tap on it again to see the settings. And then I'm going to change, again, it's pretty similar to the pen tool. You can change the width here. There are two different highlighters to choose from. The first one is more like curved or circular. And then the second one is more angled. See how it's like more square. You can choose the colors again down here, add the colors in the same exact way. And then let's say I want to choose a certain setting that I want to save. I would just tap on it, tap which color I want, and then click the heart symbol. Then from there, I can tap up here again and it will pop out right over here. If I ever want to delete any of these, you would just long press on it, or you would, like, how would you delete them? Okay, you would tap on it, tap again, click the trash can sign. Okay, if you don't want it to automatically close, you can also click on these three dots and turn that off. Okay, next up is the eraser tool. Actually, I do want to say, for the highlighter tool, if you're like me, I like to have my highlighter pretty straight, and it doesn't automatically do that with the highlighter tool. See how it's kind of crooked? If you wanted it to be a straight line, you can turn on this shapes icon here, because it will automatically just make it into a line if you want it to, or a shape. Same, you could use this also with the pen tool if you like to time block, which I do. Just remember to turn that off if you want to just write regular or use the highlighter without creating these different shapes. Okay, next up is the eraser tool. So if you click on it again, there are these three different sizes you can choose from. I personally like to always have erase entire stroke on, because without it, let's see, if I try to erase this, it just erases it one bit at a time, which is nice if you're trying to be a little bit more precise. But with erase entire stroke on, I only have to tap on a little part of it and it will erase the entire thing. So it's a lot faster. You can also, let's see, if you only wanted to erase the highlighter, you can tap on here and click Erase Highlighter Only. Just make sure that you turn that back off in case you forget later. Okay, I do want to explain this because I keep tapping on this. So this is your undo button. If you tap on it, it will undo your last action. If you want to redo, you would long press on it and then click redo. All right, next up is your lasso tool. So I'm going to tap on that. Let's tap on it twice, see what happens. Okay. Oops. See? That again is because the lasso tool will tap on the hyperlinks. You have to be careful about that. So with the lasso tool, this is really important because you can do so many things with it. So let's say I want to select this writing over here and move it. I would circle it and then it's now selected and I can just drag it around to move it. I could copy it or cut it, and then to paste with it, you can either long press on the screen with the lasso tool and click paste, or you could also tap on the lasso tool again and click paste. Some other options, you can delete it, you can resize it, click on resize, and then you would drag the corners out to resize it. You can also take a screenshot with it. That means that it's just going to take a screenshot, like an image of whatever is behind it as well, not just the pen writing itself. You could change the color if you wanted to. You can convert it to text. I'll talk more about bringing to front and saying to back because that's really important, especially if you're layering stickers and writing and other things on top of each other and you want them to be in a certain order, which again, I will go back to when we talk more about adding photos. Okay, next up is the text tool. So tap on the text tool, and when you want to add text, I'm going to exit this. If you want to add text, you would just tap anywhere on the screen. And then if you want to change the font settings, you tap on here and then you can choose different fonts over here. You can change the font size here. You can make it bold, italicized, or underlined. You can change the colors and add colors if you wanted to. Okay, and same thing, if you want to save a certain font, like I do this a lot when I like to create custom headers and I try to make them as close to the actual header as possible. So it's usually Avenir, bold, I think maybe like 13 type. Or 13 point, and then you save it with this little heart here. And then it will show up down here so that I can easily just find it, tap on it. You can also set it as default if you want. That way you don't have to keep changing everything around every time. It's going to automatically just be set to that. Down here, this icon, you can make a post-it note background. You can indent or tab down here. You can create checklists with this, which I like to do. Let's see. Or different bullets or numbered list. And then you can change the alignment of your text over here. This tool I don't use that much. Maybe if you're like sharing your screen or presenting, that's what this is for. So it's a little laser pointer. Clear annotations. Okay, this I already talked about. We talked about the shapes tool. I believe that covers everything when talking about tools. Oh, okay. There's also this zoom window here, which I really like to use because this way at the top half I can see my full page, but whatever is in this box, so to drag it, I just drag the box. I can zoom into whatever is in this box, and that way this really helps with my handwriting because the more zoomed in I am, the more control I have over my Apple Pencil. So you have your tools down here if you need to easily access them. And I would just write. And you can see it writing up top here. If you want to move it around, you can drag on this. You can move this left and right or down. And then when you want to exit, you can either just tap on it again, or let's see, does this do it? Yeah, you can tap on those lines as well. Okay, so we're gonna move on now to this add media button here. So click on this plus symbol. If you tap on this little icon over here, you can add images from your camera if you wanted to. You can add images from your photo library. You can add emojis. And just tap all over wherever you want them. Let's see, this is unique. So you can record audio. Let's say you're in a class or in a meeting and you need to record it. Just tap on record audio. Click OK. And it is now recording my voice. To stop that, click stop. Play. You can also look at all of your different audio recordings by tapping on here, clicking audio recordings. This is actually really cool for Noteshelf. So you have stock images you can choose from. So let's say I want some fall photos. I would click on this little magnifying glass and type in fall. And then I can just add in photos right here. This especially comes in handy if you don't have any stickers, but you still want to kind of decorate your planner with some images. You can also insert from, let's say it's in your files or your iCloud or some sort of cloud-based service, you would use this tool here. Okay, so let's talk about adding stickers. You want to open up your Files app, and then if you only see this zip file and you need to unzip it, just long press on it and click uncompress, or if you have an updated version of iOS, you should be able to just tap on it and it will unzip. So once you have this folder, you're going to open this up, and now with our digital stickers, they all each come with individual PNG stickers if you're using an app other than GoodNotes. And this means that you don't have to you don't have to crop them yourself. This also means that there are hundreds of PNG files, PNGs as in they're like photos basically. So we've created all these different folders for you to kind of organize them, but in order to know which folder they're in, you're going to want to first click on this preview image. And then let's say I want to use this sticker here. So I'll know that it's in my my third folder. I'll click open the sticker PNGs folder, go to my third folder, and I'll see that it's right here. Now, the easiest way to do this is to use the split view drag and drop method. So I'm going to show you two different ways to do that because with iOS 15 it's actually really easy, but in case you don't have that yet, let me show you. So I am going to drag up from the bottom of my screen. You can see this black bar here, drag up. And since I just used Noteshelf, it will appear here because this is my recently open app stock. From here, I'm going to long press on the Noteshelf icon and just drag it till it pops out to either side of the screen here, and then I'll drop it. Now, let's say I want to add that sticker into here. All I would do is long press on it and then drag it out into the screen. You'll see this green plus symbol, and I'll drop it. And I can resize it from there. And then I can keep doing that for all of my different stickers. Okay, if you already have iOS 15 though, this is made even easier. You just tap on these three dots, click on either of these kind of like split screen things, tap on it, and then it'll ask you basically what app you want to open on the side. So I want to choose Noteshelf, and I'll open it up for me, and then same thing. And that is how to add stickers into Noteshelf. So lastly, let's talk about adding planner pages. So if you look over here, you've got a blank dot grid sort of pages in the back. And these are for you to duplicate as many times as you like and then insert them wherever you want into your planner. Just remember that we do not recommend deleting any of the original pages in the planner, as this can cause them to no longer work. So This is important to keep in mind because it has happened to me before where I have copied one of these blank pages and I put them next to one of my weekly layouts, or I just moved them around and then I didn't remember which one was the original. So I deleted the original and then the hyperlinks no longer worked. So don't do that. If you need to, you can bookmark the original pages, whatever you need to do. But let's say I wanted to duplicate this grid page here. So I would tap on the pages over here. I would long press on this page, it's the one highlighted in blue, and then I would just click duplicate. And now I can see that this is a duplicate because the number 1 tab is highlighted for both of them. Let's say I wanted to copy a page though and move it somewhere else. So I could long press on this, I could click copy, and then let's go to my weekly layout. Let's say I want a blank page or dot page after this. I would just go to the pages icon up top here. I would long press on the page I'm currently on, and then I would click paste below. And that covers how to add pages into your planner. So I'm going to move on now to using Noteshelf on the Android tablet. Okay, so let's get into how to use Noteshelf on an Android tablet. So this is the Samsung Tab S7. There was a lighting change. I need to make it darker in order for you to see the screen without it being super reflective. So I have Noteshelf open here, and this is kind of the home page that opens up. All you really need to know about this is where you would import your planner. If you need help with importing your planner, we do have a tutorial specifically for that on our IGTV or our YouTube channel, how to import your Passion Planner digital files. Some other little things to note. So let's see, if I tap on this icon here, this will pop out. This is your settings icon, so you'll tap on that. The first couple things that you want to do, you want to turn on your stylus. So tap on stylus, click enable. You can turn on pressure sensitivity. This just basically means that the harder you press on your screen, the thicker the line will be when you're writing, and the lighter, the thinner it will be. I'm going to go back now. Okay, if you want to back up your files, you can click on auto backup, and then you can choose which cloud-based service you want to back it up on. Okay, so this is going to be important when I talk about navigation in a second. Just know that if you click advanced, you're going to want to disable hyperlinks when writing. I'm not going to do that yet, just to show you what it will look like if you don't turn that on. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the planner. So first I'm going to talk about navigating our planner inside of Noteshelf. So some basic stuff. If you want to flip between pages, you would just swipe left or right. If you want to zoom in or out, you would just take 2 fingers on your screen and expand them to zoom in, and then pinch them together to zoom out. Now let's talk about the hyperlinks, because there are hyperlinks all throughout the planner. All of these tabs here are hyperlinked, meaning that when you tap on them, they will take you to a specific section of the planner. So you may be thinking, how do I activate these hyperlinks? Okay, so by default, you can use any of these tools really to activate them. So say I'm in my pen tool and I tap on the August tab here, it will take me to that August monthly layout. Side note, if you want to learn more about all the different hyperlinks, I would check out our walkthrough videos. Again, they are on IGTV and YouTube. And we kind of walk through each different planner, the daily undated, the weekly annual dated, and then the weekly annual undated planner. So yeah, you can use either tool, even the highlighter tool, to just tap. It'll take you to that link. But this can be an issue, especially with the weekly planners, because like in this monthly layout, each of these weeks is hyperlinked, meaning if I wanted to get to my November, this first week of November weekly layout, I would tap on it and it will take me there. But let's say I'm in one of those monthly layouts. I'm going to erase this. And let's say I'm just trying to write on these days here, and I accidentally just tap it, it's going to click on that hyperlink. So I like to turn off that function. And to do that, you would go back to this home page. If that's not open, you would tap on here, click on this little gear icon, and then click on advanced. And you want to make sure to turn on disable hyperlinks when writing. So that now, let's see, if I'm using my pen tool and I tap, nothing happens. I can use my highlighter tool, my eraser tool. The only time it's going to activate hyperlinks now is when you're using these tools. So the text tool, the lasso tool, or this one. This is basically to turn on read-only mode or view mode. This is what I prefer to use just so that I don't get too confused. Now I can click on all the different hyperlinks. Now this just means that you're going to need to be careful though when you are using the text or lasso tool on things that have hyperlinks on them. For example, if I wanted to type here, I would need to tap here, but it will activate the hyperlink. So if you wanted to type on something that's hyperlinked, I would first type outside of it and then just move it into those hyperlinked areas. Same with if you need to use something involving the lasso tool, I would try to use it outside of the hyperlinked areas and then move it inside. Okay, so if you don't want to flip through all the different pages or tap on the hyperlinks, you can also see each and every page as a thumbnail by tapping over here on this little pages icon. And here are all of your pages as thumbnails. So the one you're currently on will be highlighted in blue. And I'll talk a little bit more about this when I'm talking about how to add planner pages. But this is where you would also bookmark pages. And then to find them later, you would just tap on here, click on bookmark. This comes in handy, especially with the daily or any of the undated planners if you need to remember which layout you're on. I like to bookmark them so I could find them later here. To go back, you would tap on this, click on all pages. This is also where you would duplicate pages. You would click on edit, and let's say I wanted to, let's duplicate the page that I'm on. I would click on edit. I would tap on that page, click duplicate. Now you can duplicate pages as much as you like in the planner. We do not recommend deleting any of the original pages as this can cause them to no longer work. So you just click duplicate page. So I'm going to exit out of this, and that covers navigating around the app. You've opened up your planner and you're ready to start writing in it. So this first tool I'm going to talk about is the pen tool. So once selected, I'll tap on it again to bring up these different settings. So first of all, you want to choose your different pen sizes here. And then you have 3 pens to choose from, which I will show you right now what they look like. So this is the first pen. Here's the second pen. It's a little bit more angular. And then here's the last pen. This is the one that I prefer to use because even though it looks similar to this one's still a bit more sharp. Okay, going back here, there are preset colors for you to choose from down here, and you would just basically drag this around to see the different colors. And if you want to add colors, you would click on edit, click on this plus symbol, and then you can choose colors here by dragging, and then you can choose different shades over here. If you already know the hex code of the color you want to use, you would just type it in right here, and then once that's done, we're going to click on add and go back. And now my added color is over here. If you ever want to delete some of these, you would click on the trash icon and then just tap on them. Okay, so if there is a pen color and width and pen type that you want to use a lot of the times, I would favorite it. So let's say it's the black one, this pen, in this size. So to favorite it, I would just tap on this heart symbol here. And then, let's see, if I go to my favorites tab here, it will appear right here. If I just want my favorites toolbar to kind of be showing whenever I need it to be, I would just tap on this and it will appear right here. That way I can switch between my different pens easily. Okay, so next up is this highlighter tool. So I'm going to tap on it and tap on it again. And then it's the same thing. You can choose the different sizes here. There are 2 different highlighters. So this one is a little bit more circular or curved. Let me choose a smaller size so you can see. So it looks like that. And this one is a little bit more square. You can choose the different colors down here. And then I don't know if you noticed, but these lines aren't really straight. If you want them to be straight, you would tap on this tools, you would tap on this shape icon over here, and so that when I draw something, it will make it into a straight line. You can also make different shapes with it. It will automatically just turn it into whatever shape it thinks you're trying to write. And this goes for the pen tool as well. That's on. I can just do this. This also comes in handy when I want a time block. Okay, just make sure to turn that off when you don't want to use that. Again, if you want to favorites one of these highlighter settings, let's say I like to use this kind of curved one over here, and maybe this color. I would click on the heart little icon there and it will appear in my favorites toolbar. All right, next up is your eraser tool. So I'm going to tap on it again. You can choose the different sizes here. If you want to clear the entire page, you can tap on clear page. I like to have this toggled on, erase entire stroke, because if it's off, it will just erase a little bit at a time, which is nice if you're trying to erase and be more precise. But if I turn this on, I only have to tap a part of a stroke and it will erase the entire thing. You can turn on erase highlighter only. Say I have a bunch of different things highlighted, but I want to change the highlighter color. I would tap on this, turn erase highlighter only, and then it won't erase my actual writing. Just remember again to turn that off. I want to mention this because I touched it a while ago. This is your undo button, so this will undo your last action. And then to redo, you would just long press on it and then click redo. Okay, next up is your text tool. So you're going to tap on it, and then wherever you want to write or type on your screen, you would just tap, double tap, and then you can choose a different font. Oops, over here. You can change the font size over here and change the colors and add colors as well. You can bold, italicize, or underline here, and then you can choose the alignment of your text over here. Okay, next up is your lasso tool. So if you wanted to move this handwriting, you would just draw a circle around it. It's now selected, and then you could just drag it to move it. You could also tap on the selected area. You could take a screenshot of it. This would mean that it's basically copying not only the text, but anything that's behind it as well, like a little screenshot. You can cut it, and then to paste, you could either long press on the screen and click paste, or you could also tap on, I'm gonna cut this. You can tap on the lasso tool twice and then click paste. If you want to delete this, or let's say you wanted to delete multiple things at once, let's say both of these, circle it, I could click delete. I could also resize, so select these, let's click resize, and then I would drag on these corners to resize it. I could change the color. I can convert this to text. I can choose to bring to front or send backward. This comes in handy if you're layering, let's say, either handwriting or stickers or anything like that, and you want one of them to be in the background. Make sure to tap on the selected area and click send to back. Okay, next up, we've already talked about this. This is to just view and to click on your hyperlinks. This is your shapes tool. So let's get into adding photos. So you would tap on this plus symbol here, and then if you tap on this middle little icon, you can add a photo straight from your camera, your photo library. This is pretty cool. You can record audio. So let's say you're in class or you have a work meeting and you want to record it. You can just tap on record audio. Hello, testing, testing. Click on stop. And then play it from there. You also have a media library here. So let's say you don't really have stickers, but you do want to add images into your planner. You can tap on that and then you can search here. Let's say you want to search for fall. Then you can just tap on these and add them straight into your planner. So you can edit them if you need to. You can crop them rectangularly or freehand. And then click done. You can resize it again by dragging these corners. Okay, so speaking of adding images, let's talk about adding our Passion Planner digital stickers onto your planner. There are a couple of ways to do that. If you have the split view method available to you, I'm going to show that to you first. So I'm going to go to my home screen by dragging up here, clicking this home button. I'm going to open up my Files app. Now I have my stickers already open here. If you want a tutorial specifically just for adding digital stickers and you don't want to have to go through this tutorial every time, we do have a separate tutorial for that on our IGTV and our YouTube channel, how to add our Passion Planner digital stickers. Okay, so what's new about our stickers is they all come individually pre-cropped into PNG files, which are basically photos. So this means that you no longer have to crop them out yourself. This also means that you've got like hundreds of PNG files, so we've separated them into different folders to organize them. But in order to know which folder these stickers are in, you could, if you wanted to, open every folder and go through them, but we have this preview file available for you. Now this will show you each sticker sheet in the sticker book. Okay, so let's say I wanted to use this sticker right here. Let's see, maybe this one. Okay, I'll know it's in my third folder, my 1, 2, 3, third folder. I can go back clicking that or this arrow here. I'll open up my sticker PNGs folder and then my third folder. And this is the sticker I wanted to use. Okay, so I'm going to use split view mode. So I'm going to click on this icon here. This will open up all of my apps that are open. I'm going to tap on either of these icons, either the Noteshelf one or the My Files one, and I'll click Open in Split Screen View. On this side, I'm going to open up Noteshelf. And then from here, I'm going to open up the planner page I want to add my sticker into. And from here, I'm just going to long press on this sticker and then drag it into here. So long press, drag straight into my planner. If you don't have the drag and drop feature available to you, essentially all you're doing is adding a photo into here. I would still, if you have split view available, I would prefer to still have this open just because this is an easy way for me to, again, kind of just preview all the stickers and know where each sticker is in each folder. So in this window, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to my previews here. And then here, I'm going to click on the plus symbol. Let's go to Photo Library. And I'm already in the folder I need to be in, but let's go back. I'll open up my sticker book folder. And then open up my sticker PNGs. And let's say I wanted to use this sticker right here. I'll know that it's in my 1, 2, 3, 4, my 5th folder. And it's right here, so I'll just tap on it and it will add straight into my planner in Noteshelf. So to close that, I'm just gonna drag on the middle bar over here. Oops. And drag it all the way to the side so it closes that. So last up, let's talk about adding planner pages into your planner. Now there are, let's see, let me navigate to there's blank pages in the back of your planner. You've got dot pages and grid pages. Now I like to duplicate these and add them wherever I want into my planner, or even if you just want to add them just at the back of your planner, what you would do is you would tap on the pages icon. You're going to click edit, and then where did the page? Okay, let's go to this page. You're going to click edit. You're going to tap on whichever page you want to duplicate, and then you'll click duplicate. Again, you can duplicate pages, just do not delete any of the original pages in your planner. So you may duplicate a page, and then if you move the pages all around and you can't remember which is the original, You can tap on the hyperlinks that will lead you to the original page, or you can bookmark the original pages just to make sure you don't delete them. So I'm going to duplicate one page, and now there are 2 pages with the 12 tab here. You can move these pages wherever you want. You can just drag them by holding down and then dragging them wherever you want into your planner. You can also duplicate the weekly or daily layouts as well. And that about covers everything you need to know about how to use our Passion Planner digital files in the app Noteshelf. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in a comment below. But if you have any specific questions regarding your device or the app, we do recommend going directly to that device or app's support page, as they will be better able to help answer those questions for you there.